Welcome back to Breakfast Central. We will like to discuss with you on our social media platforms and take your tweets as well on trending conversations. So, of course, remember to join us at News Central TV on all our social media platforms. We will be joined by Elizabeth Musa shortly. Good morning, Liz.
Good morning, Olive and Osa.
Good morning, Liz.
Happy Africa Day, Liz.
Thank you. Happy Africa Day.
It's Africa Day all month for us here.
I missed out all the fun yesterday, yeah?
Yeah, but I'm sure you're here to give us all the behind the scenes this morning.
Well, let's see. So one of Nigeria's veteran rappers, iLLBLISS, his real name is Chude Jideonwo. iLLBLISS makes the top trends today after he opened up about some of the toughest times in his life. Now, in an exclusive interview granted on the latest episode of the With Chude show hosted by Chude Jideonwo, he shared that after his move to the UK, he had to do some menial jobs and work 4 different jobs, one including being a janitor for a special needs school, working in the coffee shop, and a couple other side businesses. And this particularly got the buzz on social media. Let's see a snippet of this video.
I got to England and I couldn't work. And I knew, of course, because I didn't come with a student's visa.
Yeah.
And then the grind started. And then at some point, I couldn't pay rent. At some point, you'd have to leave today at Shepherd's Bush, tomorrow at Canning Town. I was just changing postcodes, just moving with my friends. Should have done everything. I've worked in a coffee factory as an industrial cleaner. You know, at the point, I had like 4 jobs.
Wow. At the same concurrently?
Concurrently. So I was working in the coffee factory, doing industrial cleaning and hygiene. Then I was working in a school for kids with Down syndrome, cleaning the school every morning, every 3 hours. So you know the way I was structured. This job will take care of rent. This job will take care of groceries. This one is savings. This one is for my sneakers.
Those are indeed incredible tales, and it just says, well, this is a story many Nigerians have to actually tell when they leave the shores of this country out of Nigeria to other countries. People think it's all roses, petals, and all that, but it's really not that easy. This revelation has shocked so many people on social media and leaving many people with food for thought, jackpot or not to jackpot. But let's check out some of the reactions people have made on this one on social media. That one is from Belinda. Belinda says, everyone has a story. I hope it all ends well for us all. No true success is without a story. Let's see more reactions on this particular story on social media. That one is from March. March says, family members should pay attention to this. Money doesn't grow on trees in the abroad, in quote. And that one is from Peter Banigo. Peter says, everyone should leave abroad for a while before deciding to move. Moving abroad is just exchanging one set of problems for another. Exactly the point. See more reactions. That one is from Joseph Spencer. Joseph says, jackpot people, think twice before you start your workout. The grass is not greener on the other side. I do agree with that one. I think this is giving so many people, you know, 2 thoughts. If I want to move, you need to know that it comes with the package. That one is from Lemonade with Lemons. It says, abroad life is tough for many people. A few succeed, but many fail. If only Nigeria was good. Jackpot is not easy. Now, jackpot is a term to describe moving from Nigeria to another country in order to look for greener pasture. It says, jackpot is not easy. It has never been easy. Now, this one is from Jehovah's Son. Jehovah's Son says, UK go humble you. And this one is from Benson. Benson says, what people don't really understand is the stress you think you're facing at work is mostly from traffic here in Nigeria. In UK, your 14 hours jobs is strictly 14 hours at work. No be that one way person go spend 8 hours for work and 6 hours for road, and you think that's stress. Now, that's the reality of things. Olive and Osa, that's the story that is making the trends currently on the Nigerian social media space. And just talking about the fact that when people go abroad, they don't really tell you the stories, but when someone comes out to, you know, bear it all out, tell you the exact situation of things, it's quite interesting to see.
Yeah, yes. I like you know the response that I always see to some of these things. You know, and it really is just saying that no matter how bad they paint this abroad, Nigerians are still going to want to go.
They will still go.
You can't paint it that bad, you know. That
they will tell you, I'd rather work 4 jobs there than be here. 19
jobs, you know, if they have to. You can't convince a Nigerian. I mean, same thing every you know December when people say, "Oh, look at the snow in Canada. Are you sure you want to come here?" Yes.
Osaogi, are you saying your mind?
No, I'm not talking about me now. I'm
but
saying
let me put both of you on the spot here. I don't know if you have intentions to leave the shores of this country, but do you mind going to do something entirely different if you leave the shores of this country?
Osage, she's asking you.
Oh, why me?
Cricket.
I mean, if it's where life puts me, yeah. You know, I'm not going to, as long as it brings me peace and I'm happy with doing it, then yeah. I would always put myself where I'm happy and I'm satisfied. So yes, if that shows up, yeah, I probably will. If it doesn't, I'm good.
To be honest, at this point, I do not know what the plans are in that regard, but one thing I've learned is never to say never, because we found that a lot of things we thought we could never do, we've ended up doing. So, I mean, if the opportunity comes, and I think that at that point in my life, that's what I want, I just might take it. It's just that for the most part of my life, I never wanted to live outside the country. I always wanted to live in Nigeria, travel around the world, explore new countries, new cultures, but I always wanted to be able to come back home.
Oh, you're one of the patriots. Interesting.
I mean, I'm talking about how I've always lived my life and the principles I've always lived by. I mean, that's what I've always thought. I've always thought that Nigeria is my market, Africa is my market, but I never really thought about the potential of living here to the Western world. But I mean, who knows? I won't lie that in the past few years, the idea hasn't crossed my mind, because it has. You know,
all right, so let's still tell you more stories here on Trend Wave. Now, a massage therapist based in Lagos, Nigeria, has called out a married customer who she claims harassed her while she was on duty. Now, this young lady, which is simply identified as Billionaire1 via Twitter handle, has disclosed that the man identified as Adeneye Olawale Korede contacted her to book a massage service on Monday, the 24th of May, and they decided on the place and time for the session. However, a nightmare began when the man started trying to forcefully have his way with her, even after she turned him down. Now, this is quite interesting. This lady, who said she felt embarrassed to call out the man online, shared a screenshot of the man's Facebook profile and wrote, he said, "Yesterday, someone called my number asking about massage, and I said I only take bookings on Twitter because of the nature of the business. And the number he called was directly from my fashion business page. He insisted that there was no difference, and later I booked a session for him. By then, it was getting late in the night, but he said he's usually busy during the day, and also he doesn't live in Lagos, so I had to go. After giving him the massage, he tried to have, to get with me severally, because by that time it was too late to go back home. I told him no, in capital letters." She went on and on about this incident, how this man allegedly assaulted her severally, and this story has gotten lots of people talking on social media, and that's why it makes the trend wave today. Now you can see it right there on your screen. That's the entire thread she put out on social media that was yesterday, talking about this incident and how she had to deal with this. And this is a story that many ladies who are in this business, this massage business, beauty business, have to say they have to face. But people are asking questions like, "Oh man, this story is not adding up. It's really unclear. How did you have to put on your clothes? Did you have to pull off your clothes? Why did you have to pull off your clothes for a massage?" But there are some massages that actually need you to pull off your clothes. That's the neuro massage, and people are talking about that particular massage. I don't know for sure. She didn't mention the massage that she had to do for this client, but people are just assuming that, okay, since you're telling us you had to pull off your clothes, and then this man didn't want you to pull off your clothes, which we don't understand, perhaps it's the neuro massage. But let's just see how people are reacting to this particular one on social media. That one is from Sucre Jenny. She says, "The story sounds fishy. You couldn't go home. You were trying to dress up. I don't get. You could have also booked a separate room and not sleep in the same room with your client. This story is just not clear." Now, that's one person saying she's not clear. This one is from Simply Fragrances. It says, "If you're going to do a neuro massage, it's better your clients come to you instead of going to where your security cannot be guaranteed. This is Nigeria. You could know if anything happens, you're on your own." Now, we don't know for sure if it's a neuro massage, but we're just assuming that perhaps it could be a neuro massage. More reactions on this one on social media. This one is from the Amarachi. Amarachi says, "Nigerians, Namatatayami, there's something called neuro massage, but how will you people know it? Instead of tackling the man who almost raped the girl, most of you are busy asking unnecessary questions, because you need to see how people have dragged down social media." This one is from Omzi. Omzi says, "Wait, you went to offer private massage service to a man in a hotel at night?" And that's the big question there. That one is from I Am Jib's Closet. Said, "Na money go cost wahala. Na your working garment you wear come." Shaking my head. And then we had loads and loads of reactions on this particular story. Osa and Olive, but this is the actual story that is making the trend wave on the Nigerian social media space, because people are asking questions like, should we have kind of like guiding principles for some delicate businesses so people don't, you're not put in some kind of compromising situations or tight corners, and then people start asking questions?
Well, Nigeria is not that kind of society. Nigeria doesn't have a lot of protection for certain, jobs. Unfortunately, there's no standards also for certain jobs. And so you really put yourself, at risk when you take on certain jobs. And, but to be honest, the only thing I would really say about this is I feel bad that we live in a country that has forced young people to have to get themselves involved with certain jobs and certain, ways to get some income.
Are you saying being a masseuse is a bad thing?
Whilst I may not quite agree with Osaoge in this regard, because I find that, they're in Western world or in Western countries that may have some sort of balance, we still see women taking up these roles. For some of them, it's a matter of choice. It's not about the fact that the government has forced them into that. Whilst I may not subscribe to some of them, whilst they may not be my cup of tea or something that I would naturally be open to, I think that people have their choices to make. And unfortunately, we have a culture of victim shaming such that a woman who has gone to deliver a service is being pressured into having, intimacy of some sort. It's not even intimacy. It is a case of sexual assault, sexual abuse. Even in law, it is said that in the course of intercourse, the moment a person says stop, any further penetration is considered rape. So you must learn to respect women's bodies, respect their choices. The young girl who went into the BRT in Lagos, Nigeria, and got killed was going home. She wasn't in any uncomfortable situation. We've seen people who would go for makeup services and still get hurt. So I don't think it's just a function of the particular job. It is still not safe for women.
Anyway, it's a conversation we're going to have off screen, and then we'll settle ourselves. But anyway, thank you so much for that story. It was Africa Day 2022 yesterday, and of course we did have a good time, didn't we?
Yes, we did.
Our prosperity and attraction, of course, has always been deeply rooted in the diversity of our cultures, languages, and traditions. And it is to entrench this that the continent celebrated Africa Day or still celebrates every 25th of May every year. But not wanting to be left out of this, of course, Liz, I'm sure you have all the details as to how yesterday went.